Greetings, viewers, and welcome to another episode of The Collection Crib. I am your host, Tylercloud. Today, we're going to be looking at one of my favorite legendary Pokemon of all time. I recently picked this up at Target for $22, and when I saw it, I was like, yep, next episode, no doubt. The legendary water flying type himself, Lugia. He debuted in the Gold and Silver Pokemon games back in the year 2000, and he was also the main focus in the second Pokemon movie, Pokemon 2000, The Power of One. Now, all the legendary birds and the Pokemon on the back of the box have been released by a company called Jazwares. They're a company that are making AEW toys, Halo toys, Micro Machines, and of course, Pokemon. Now, like I said, I saw this at Target and I immediately had to snag it up. $22, can't go wrong. One of my favorite legendaries, especially when he debuted in Gold and Silver. Personally, Moltres is my favorite from the original games. Go Team Valor. But Lugia, very magnificent looking, very cool, perfect size, perfect to have in your collection. Now all I have to do is open him up and let's gaze at the beauty that is Lugia. Now let me, I'm going to stretch his wing out just so I can cut the strap, just so I don't have to damage the box. There we go. I think his neck is in there. Oh, oh. Excellent. I think I can even slip his tail out without doing... Oh, no, I have to cut it. Not his tail, but the strap that's holding the tail. There we go. Pretty simple. Now, there's a stand here, but I'll get to that in a minute. But let's just take a look at Lugia. Wow. Really cool. Really magnificent. What a beast. His wings kind of resemble like a hand. It's kind of interesting. He probably just grab you. Let's see. He's all white. And he's got like the baby blue belly with more of a navy blue spikes or scales. Please forgive me if I'm saying one of them right or wrong. But anyway, he's got his tail here with the two spikes in the end. I think you can turn the end here. I'm not 100% sure. You can turn the tail, but it looks like you can turn the end of it. Let me get it. There we go. The end of it, but I don't want to snap it. So I don't think you can. No big deal. Let's get a little better shot of Lugia here. Let me lower the camera. Yeah. Let me stand him up. Let's see, his neck can move. Let me see if I can turn his head. Yep, I can turn his head. Okay. Really cool. Let me get a good pose there. Yeah, look at that. Lugia staring into the eyes of the three other birds that threaten to harm humanity. What do they call him? The beast of the sea, Lugia. When I first heard about him in the very first commercial of the Pokemon movie ending credits, I thought he was called Lugia. Was I wrong? Signature move is Aeroblast. It's kind of like the different version of Hyper Beam, except he didn't have to recharge. So right now, I'm going to put Lugia aside really quick, just so I can get the platform out. If you recall, or if you don't know, the other, right now the two birds, I haven't seen Moltres released yet. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to damage the box. Well, not too bad, but here we go. Let's see, there's some kind of platform. And oh wow, the stand is actually in here. I almost didn't see it. There we go. I think that's everything that it comes with. Goodbye, box. All right. Now I'm going to put the platform stand inside here. Let me just, oh, upside down. Doo-doo. Whoop. Don't break it. Let's make sure it's correct. There we go. And now, Lugia, who's got 2 holes under his, well, you know what. And I'm going to put him right on top. Yeah. Now let's get a better shot with Lugia with everything it comes with. Back him up a bit. Sorry for my finger in the way. There we go. Look at that. Lugia, my favorite legendary Pokemon from the Gold and Silver series. Got a little soft spot for Raikou, the tiger or the dog, whatever you want to call him. I say he's a tiger. They say the legendary dogs, but who's they? Lugia, standing very, very cool on the stand. His feet also move. His legs can go up and down. And of course, his wings go back and forward. And they can turn too. So it's kind of cool. It's pretty flexible. Very, very big, very cool. Easy to display on your shelf or on your counter, whatever you prefer. Let's get a closer shot. Yeah. Almost blends in with the white background almost on the walls and stuff. But yeah, Lugia, the beast of the sea, learns psychic moves, all sorts of flying attacks, water attacks. He and Ho-Oh were the legendary birds for Gold and Silver, but like I said, personally, I always liked Lugia. I thought Ho-Oh was just like a more rainbowed version of Moltres, even though I do like Moltres. You know, what ain't broke, don't fix. And I thought they should have, I thought they should have come up with a different, maybe a different type for Ho-Oh. But then again, you know, seeing him in the very first Pokemon episode, we didn't even know anything about him. I was like, oh, who the heck is that? And then later, he just they kind of forgot about him a little bit. And then when they finally came up with Gold and Silver, they finally gave him his purpose and like his role in the games. But Lugia, like I said, always I thought made a better impression than Ho-Oh ever did. Despite Ho-Oh was like all gold when he first appeared in the first episode. But to me, like I said before, Lugia, definitely worth picking up. He's at Target, and what can I say? Lugia is the best. Now I'm going to do a little mashup here, and since we now know that Lugia was made by a company called Jazwares, and they are also responsible for the other series of Zapdos. Sorry, Lugia. Let me just put you in the corner back here. And they got Zapdos, and like I said, I wish I could have opened up in the box, but I already picked them up months ago. Zapdos, kind of the same thing. He's got like, not flexible wings, but they can move. And his stand is connected to the back of his tail, or his feathers. The feather tail, electric spiky tail. And he's got his talons that are also very flexible. They can go up and down. And of course, the eye-poking beak. You know, watch out for that drill peck. Ugh, it will gouge your face. I put Zapdos in the back. And it's crazy how big Lugia is compared to the other birds. Because, like, in the movies, they're all just kind of flying around each other. And you don't really get that size comparison. But I think it's really fascinating how big Lugia is compared to Zapdos and Articuno. The beautiful bird covered in blue. Majestic ice, I wouldn't say beast, but just a beautiful bird. Excuse me, my voice is losing. Beautiful bird with the brown eyes. His wings can go up and down as well. And he's also got feet with the talons. Not as bendable. Well, they are bendable, but not as well as Zapdos's. They can kind of, you know, get in that grab position. Like you're going to grab some fish in the water. And Articuno, of course, that long tail. Holy crap. This one you can swing at and hit somebody in the face. Really, oh, sorry about that. Articuno, he almost fell off his stand. Let's see, I'm going to organize these guys a little bit so you all can get a good look at the birds. Now, as far as I know so far, as of this recording in the end of September, and this episode is going to be released in October, I have not seen Moltres, and that's a shame because I love Moltres. The only Moltres I have was from the 2000 to 2001 Hasbro series. It wasn't not a flexible toy, and he didn't have a stand, but Moltres had like little fire shooters that came out of his wings, and of course he had the tail, and it would detach, and his wings too. They would come apart. It was just kind of like that in the package, and you can just click them on, and that's pretty much all there was to Moltres. Zapdos and Articuno kind of had that similar thing. Articuno had like an ice beam out of his mouth, and Zapdos had electricity coming out of his back, I think, a long time ago. But I always liked Moltres, so it's I hope to find Moltres. If I find Moltres, I will do an episode on him. But I know this episode is supposed to be about Lugia, but I had to bring the other birds up here just because I can't think of Lugia without the other birds associated with him. If they make Ho-Ho too, that would be cool too. Like I said, not too thrilled on Ho-Ho, but just in terms of completing the collection of all of the original legendary birds, that would be pretty cool. Sorry, Zapdos. Let me just try to get you in a better spot. His wings are, I wouldn't say, there we go. Perfect. And Moltres, I'm sorry, man. You're the Hasbro one, but you're so tiny and you just kind of stick out like a sore thumb. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the legendary birds, Articuno, Zapdos, and Lugia are perfect to have in your collection. Like I said, Moltres, I hope someday I want you to be with these guys as well. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to do a quick look at all of them individually. Very beautiful. Articuno is like a traditional looking bird. Very beautiful. White, feathered belly. And of course his wings. I'm just trying to, there we go. Give a little better pose. His wings can bend, kind of like, there we go. Make it a little more room for everybody. And Zapdos, he doesn't, like I said, he's not too flexible except in his legs and his feet, or talons, sorry. And his wings can only go up. Okay, I'm going to take him off the stand really quick because it's kind of, Zapdos is kind of the weak link out of everybody, and that's kind of a shame because Zapdos is pretty powerful. But, yeah, he kind of gets a bad rap just because I guess he's the ugly one. He's not exactly the most attractive out of all the other birds. But hey, that doesn't matter. What's ugly anyway? Ugly is beautiful in my eyes. So let me put Zapdos back on the stand. Come on, Zapdos. Let me put this thing back in your feathers. There we go. And like a Moltres, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to move you out of the side because you're Hasbro. You don't belong in this pile. But Lugia, of course, is the featured attraction here, and he looks great. Not as flexible as Articuno or Zapdos, but, you know, just to put him on your shelf, to have him stand, and just to look amazing as ever is, you know, what you really need. And if you're going to play with him, play with him. But if you're a collector, just make sure that you have the room for him, and all the other birds will be next to him, looking awesome and reminding the fans that grew up like myself, the Pokemon movie 2000, of how epic it was to see all four of those birds on the screen at the same time. It started with Moltres, then Zapdos when they were captured by that collector guy. Articuno then came last, and Lugia rose from the ocean and pretty much was battling all three of them at the same time. Because it was pretty cool. We knew about Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres, but at that time, Lugia was like the new kid in town. So we were all rooting for Lugia to go after the other birds. But then, you know, an Ocarina had to save him and restore his strength. It was weird. I know I'm kind of rambling, but, you know, just memories from, you know, Pokemon at its rise to popularity when it debuted. So many memories, so many moments playing the games too, like catching the level 40 Lugia in Pokemon Silver. And next time I do a Pokemon toy, I hope it involves Moltres. I hope they release Moltres. They did Articuno, they did Zapdos, and I hope Moltres is next. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of the Collection Crib. I'm just going to move Zapdos over here, move Articuno right here, and Lugia. Yeah, look at all those three. They are awesome. Let me just bring them just slightly closer together so we can get a good shot of them all before I wrap things up here. Well, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you for watching. Next time, when I do a Pokemon episode, it will involve Moltres. Hopefully they come out with him soon, because I really love Moltres. He's my favorite legendary bird from the original Red, Blue, and Yellow series. So this has been Tylercloud, and I am signing off with the legendary birds.